Hello everyone and welcome back to Whiskey Wednesday. Still got my dodgy thumb. I'm here to talk to you about something which, as soon as I saw the label, I had to buy it. And it's this. This is the Thompson Brothers 8-year-old North Highland blended malt Scotch whiskey. It is a 44.5% ABV product with natural colour and no chill filtering. And this is my first ever Thompson Brothers bottle. That might be a little bit of a bad thing to admit. They might have the best corks in all of Scotch whisky. They are just rigid and solid. Like, no movement in that thing whatsoever. Why is this fun? Well, first of all, the aspect of it, this is a combination of what is almost 50-50 Clynelish 8-year-old and Glen Ord 8-year-old. Hence the Northern Highland sort of disambiguation there. The packaging though. Even my girlfriend, who doesn't drink, was like, that's fun, you should buy that. Now, for those of you that aren't aware, there is a huge supermarket chain in England called Tesco. And back in the day, when I was a wee child, I don't know if it was their finest range or if it was their own brand range. So like Tesco's own brand blend, Tesco's own brand single malt, Tesco's own brand sausages, burgers, all that kind of thing. They had this packaging. These blue striped, white background, the red, like the font as well. Like, it's note for note on what it would have looked like 10, 15, maybe even 20 years ago. And honestly, I'm not one for to be captured with marketing emails. I tend to just delete things. I actually can't remember who I bought this from. I can't remember if it was Tyndrum Whiskey or Royal Mile Whiskies. I think it was Tyndrum, and I think they might have sold out, but it was 34 quid with £5 shipping. So £39 for something which is Clynelish and Glen Ord, which is quite fun. But yeah, really fun packaging. There is a QR code on the back. I'll scan that now while I talk to you just to see if we can get any specific figures about what the percentages are. Because I believe this is all American oak, or I believe it to be. No, it just takes you to the Dornoch Distillery website, which is the Thompson Brothers Distillery. Anyway, nonetheless, I'm sure the information can be found somewhere. But I've been drinking this quite happily. It arrived about a week ago, and let's get that beer in there so you can see it. Beautifully light colour. It's been in the glass for quite a while. Really crystal clear. Kind of light straw colour to it. Almost has like a schnapps colour to it. Oh, I hate using the word because I need to find new words to describe Clynelish. But folks, it is waxy. It is all of that waxy lemon, orange, funky pot still, banana-y, peachy, yeasty, brioche kind of stuff. Oh, it's good. Just incredibly bright peach notes. I'm currently sat here recording this on a Tuesday where a minute ago it was thunder and raining, and now it's like 23 degrees and sunny. So typical British summertime. And it does fill the void of a whiskey which has like heaviness to it in terms of its contents and the style of whiskey. But it's also refreshingly light. And again, I apologise if you can hear snoring in the background. That is Thelma. She's been out for a big W. I can't say the word because she'll wake up. And she's just quite tired. So she's having a big old snore fest. We know what Clynelish smells like. What's Glen Ord like? Glen Ord's a bit of an unusual one, part of the Singleton family, along with Glendullan and Dufftown. I believe Glen Ord is typically sold as a Southeast Asian exclusive. They typically end up in like Taiwan, Thailand, Singapore as one-off sort of Diageo exclusives for that particular area. But with this, you know, they've managed to bring it in a little bit. My experience from independent Glen Ords is that they're typically kind of like powdered sugar, almondy. They're typically quite sweet and easy drinking. And from drinking this over the last couple of nights, I can attest to that. But let's taste it and see what's going on. It's quite interesting, actually. As you go in for your first sip, the peach thing just intensifies even more. It like sends a waft of peachy odour, that's not a great word, down your throat. It's such an easy thing to drink, man, honestly. You and a couple of friends who like whiskey could just destroy this bottle. This might be the only bottle where I'm tempted to keep the label just because it's quite fun. But for those of you that follow us on Instagram, obviously on YouTube, it'll be in the thumbnail, so I'll always know what it looks like. I just think it's really fun. I like how it's not tongue-in-cheek, it's just like nostalgic and like, you know, something you've almost forgotten about. But anyway, taste. Let me not do a diatribe here. Has this really nice like lemon compote, strawberry thing to it. Again, really peachy, but because we've got a very natural, it is a natural coloured product, but we're not having too much cask influence here. We have this very fresh, youthful vibe to it, but it's not a particularly spirit driven. It doesn't come across as vegetal. It doesn't come across as like overly harsh or anything like that. It's, you know, the casks it's been sat in, and you know the resting method that's been with it once the blending has been done. It's just allowed. It's integrated so well into each other. I am finding it difficult to pick out the Glen Ord in amongst the Clynelish. Clynelish, all the notes I've said in terms of taste and smell is associated with that, but they can be associated with Glen Ord too. Ooh, more fruity stuff. So there's like fresh blackberry, almost like a cooked rhubarb feel to it. There's a nice fizziness to it. You know, it's only 44.5%, and it is it is non-chill filtered and natural colour, but it just doesn't have any abrasiveness to it at all. It's so just chilled and mellow. I just love it so much, and for below £40, like, you know, Ardnamurk and Midgie and that Loch Lomond 8-year-old with Chardonnay yeast might still be the bargains of the year in terms of, you know, the Ardnamurken's going to be a yearly release, the Loch Lomond's a one-off, this is a one-off, unless they decide to do it again, in which case I'll probably still buy it. But again, you know, for below £40, even less, if you buy this in shops, I paid 34, but some places have it for like 32, 33. That is an insanely low amount of money. And we keep talking about how everything is going up in price. Everything's going up in price. And it is. Or has, and maybe has ceased and hit a bit of a plateau now. £32 for something which is Clynelish and Glen Ord at 44 and a bit % ABV with a funny old label. Some people think it's awful. I think it's just nice. I think it's very funny. It looks cheap. But that's the point in it. Because it is cheap. It's 32 quid. And if you're a whiskey fan, I don't think you can pass up on this. I think this is like a must-have for your shelf. Especially in order to get hold of Clynelish, because the distillery has got a brand new visitors centre, brewer is reopened, Clynelish on its own as a single barrel product is becoming much harder to source. If it is released, it's significantly more expensive than most of the other things released around it in a similar range. Because I believe Diageo are buying quite a lot of casks of it back because they need it. So I think this is kind of the steal of the year, in all honesty. And I didn't think this would score higher than a 7.5, but it is going to. I'm going to give this like a solid 8. This is fun, it's tasty, it's not overly complex, but it's lovely to drink, it's great value, you can't go wrong with it. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching. My memory card is running out of space, and I've still got one more review to do today. But yeah, that is the Thompson Brothers 8-year-old. It's a solid 8 out of 10 from me. If you can buy it, please do. You will absolutely adore it. And I will see you all next week for something Irish. See you soon. Bye.